There's a kind of loneliness no one warns you about. Not the loneliness of being alone, but the loneliness of being an adult. It doesn't arrive loudly. It doesn't break down your door. It just slips in quietly. One day, you wake up and realize you've outgrown certain people, you've drifted from familiar places, and somewhere along the way, life got silent. And in that silence, you begin to understand a truth you were never prepared for.
When we were younger, connection was effortless. You didn't have to plan friendships. You didn't have to schedule happiness. You just walked into a room, school, cafes, the places you hung out, and your people were already there. But adulthood reshapes everything. People move away, chase careers, start families, or simply disappear into responsibilities that leave little time for anyone. It's not that they stop caring. It's just that life becomes heavier for all of us. And suddenly, the friendships that once felt unbreakable begin to fade without a dramatic ending. Just quiet distance, slow replies, long pauses, and a soft ache that settles in your chest.
Adult loneliness isn't loud. It's not crying on the floor or screaming into a pillow. It's subtle. It's eating dinner alone while pretending you enjoy the silence. It's the long walk home after work where you realize you don't have anyone to call. It's scrolling through your phone, seeing everyone else's life moving forward while yours feels stuck. It's the "I'm fine" you've repeated so many times that you almost believe it yourself. But deep down, you feel the distance. You feel the emptiness. You feel the longing for someone who understands you without needing an explanation. Adulthood fills your hands so much that you forget what it's like to reach out. Work deadlines, family expectations, bills, responsibilities, invisible pressure. You carry all of it quietly because you were taught that grown-ups should handle things. So you swallow emotions. You hide exhaustion. You pretend to be strong. And the more you carry alone, the heavier the loneliness becomes. The world sees your smile, but not the nights you lie awake wondering when life started feeling so overwhelming. Here's something people rarely admit. Most adult friendships don't end with fights. They end with silence. Not because you stop loving each other, but because you're both busy surviving. One friend is working extra shifts. Another is dealing with heartbreak. Someone is struggling with their mental health. Someone else is raising a child. Everyone is fighting a battle you don't always see. And in that chaos, people drift. Not out of neglect, but out of exhaustion. You promise to meet soon, but soon turns into months. Then months into years. And before you realize it, you miss a version of someone who still exists, but no longer feels close. No one tells you that growth can be isolating. You start thinking differently. You want deeper conversations. You no longer fit into the same spaces you used to shrink yourself into. And as you outgrow old versions of yourself, you also outgrow certain people. It hurts, but it's natural. Growth demands solitude. Healing demands distance. Becoming who you're meant to be requires letting go of who you used to be. Loneliness isn't always a sign of emptiness. Sometimes it's a sign of transformation. Here's the part that no one expects. Loneliness can become your teacher. It teaches you how to sit with yourself without fear, how to enjoy your own presence, how to understand your emotions instead of running from them. It shows you that peace is not found in crowded rooms, but in quiet moments where you reconnect with your soul. You learn to appreciate small things again: a warm drink, a slow morning, a walk where the world finally feels gentle. Loneliness, when embraced, turns into self-discovery. It becomes the space where you finally hear your own voice. If you're listening to this and something inside you is nodding, I want you to know this. You're not strange. You're not behind. You're not the only one feeling lost or disconnected. You're simply entering a chapter of life that requires a quieter heart. This loneliness you feel, it won't last forever. It's shaping you, refining you, softening the places you once kept guarded. One day, the right people will find you. People who match your energy, your depth, your growth. People who understand the version of you that you're becoming. Until then, use this time for yourself, to heal, to learn, to breathe, to rest. You are not alone in your loneliness. You are learning to return home, to yourself. If this message spoke to your heart, stay with me. We're not meant to walk through adulthood alone. And here, in this space, you never have to pretend to be okay.